was actually work. Had a lot of, oh, that's right. I didn't even get this. Hold on. I didn't really set up YouTube. Right. There we go. Okay. And there we go. So maybe I should go ahead and, yeah, that'll be fine. Going to, let's see. Oh, let me change my mic settings. I listened back to last night's live and turning it down really sucked. There we go. Do, 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 do. Get the knives out. Let's hope these are. I've decided to go ahead and preserve my original self-portrait that inspired my current profile picture. I will. Go. Let's try that. There we go. Sorry, kind of. Still setting up. That's not fair. Okay, that's good. So, all right. I'm gonna hang it up. Hey, Aunt Artie. Oh, I didn't answer your question, Auntie R, about the Mario. I think I do have that one, but I needed to go double check. Um, I'm so sorry. I forgot to get back to you on that. Am I gonna hang it up? What do you mean hang it up? Hang what up? I'm gonna go double check real quick since Auntie R is here. Let me go double check my Pez play. There. Oh, my mini self-portrait? I think maybe I will. I don't know where I'd put it. I do have it, Auntie R. It looks like I recently bought it, but I haven't put it on display. If you're still there. I am back. Did I make what? Henry, are you, if you're asking if I made these drawings, I did. Here's my self-portrait. Here's meows a lot. Here is um it's a statue. Oh, you know what? I'm not reading my chat for YouTube. Just realized that. Hold on. Let me get that going. I'm currently printing with my 3D printer. Haven't done that in a while. Ah, Cortez. There we go. You got to read my description, Cortez. I'm not taking any requests for drawing. Hey, Dami. 10 out of 10. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'll have time for drawing tonight. Probably not, since I'm starting this one so late with preservation. Actually, I literally just told you I'm not taking requests. So, yeah, I should have added that to my YouTube description. Oh, beautiful. Came off very easily. That's what I like. No, I barely touched Andrew's room. It took us 15 minutes just to gather recycling bottles. Tomorrow will be trash collecting and general cleanup. It is bad, but no, most of my day was spent doing work and then dishes, working on his room. I also had to do this setup, but no, haven't worked on his room much. It needs a lot more work. Okay. So I'm starting with taking the knobs off, and then I'm going to start cutting these open, which gets a lot of attention. Hi, hedgehog lover. Welcome. Turn my mic back up after last night. Yay, easy knob night. I wish I was able to start this earlier, but I wasn't. Yeah, I think it was really the dishes that took more of my time than anything. Here we go. Knobs are off, folks. The knobs are off. So we're going to do some cutting now. Get my cut gloves on. This is an X-Acto saw, not an X-Acto blade. It's not a blade, it's a saw. I'm going to start with mine. Oh, my portrait, I should say. I guess it's mine. Oh, let's see if I can bump my head off that. That'll work. Dropped in circles, but breathe. There was things that happened there. We didn't catch up. Temporarily, first let it takes to come. But then I'll get just one more chance. 'Cause I want to say what I'm this way. But I can't. No, you can't see that. Let's do a little more. You think you are okay? Street. It's taking me a while to see you're not so special. Energy. It's not right. Oh, I see. Give me a second. YouTube, sorry. What have been there we go. This has changed. Right now, I am cutting open these. There are drawings on these Etch A Sketches that I want to preserve. So I'm cutting it open. I'm going to clean out the powder to put them in shadow boxes and preserve them. It's not my usual live. My usual live, I'm making these drawings. But in this case, I'm preserving drawings that I'm wanting to keep. Most of my lives, after I do a drawing, I do erase it. But again, these are drawings I want to keep. Hoping this will be a fairly painless process. I want to do it fairly quickly. There's 3 of them. So that's why I say I might not have time for drawing tonight. Now I've seen. Yeah. Etch A Sketch autopsy. Yes. On my TikTok, I do have a pinned video showing me preserving um, a Deadpool drawing. Although I got to say, my process has changed since that video. Still, gives you an idea of the whole process. Etch A Sketch autopsy. So I'll cut it open. I set the drawing aside, then I wash out all of the powder that's inside. I glue it back together with a little black backdrop so you can't see inside. I take out the drawing mechanism. So in the end, you'll be able to shake it, turn the knobs, and it won't erase. It is preserved and will stay on the glass forever. It's aluminum powder that sticks to the glass with static electricity. No, there isn't, Hobbit. Thanks for asking, though. I've tried many, many methods over the years. I've been doing it this way for about a decade now. Tried many things. I've been drawing on the Etch A Sketch for 30 years, preserving them quite a bit, but the last 10 years I perfected this method, and this is the best way. Here we go. That's got to be the worst part. What's that? Which part? This is definitely not fun. I like to draw. That's the fun part. This is not the fun part. This is a saw, not a blade. So I'm not trying to use a blade. I'm actually using this an X-Acto saw. There's little teeth on this thing. That makes it a little easier. I need the blade because it gives me a straight line. When I try to Dremel, it melts the plastic. It's also hard to get a exactly clear straight line. I can't really do a bandsaw unless I turn it sideways because I can't tilt the Etch A Sketch sideways. And again, then you got friction bubbling up the plastic. No, exactly. The vibration, as long as it's laying on its back, yeah, that is true. It's a little tedious, yeah. The whole process, though, if I were to preserve one, it takes about an hour and a half to cut it open, wash it out, take out the inside. Well, take out the insides, wash it out, glue it all back together. About an hour and a half process total, but worth it in the end because then the drawings stay forever. And I don't do it that often. No, I don't do it that often. It's not like it's something I do a lot. Just once in a while. Maybe a commission piece, a couple of these are commission pieces. I call them that. And then this is a self-portrait that I did before I did my profile picture. This is like a sample profile picture before I did the big one. Oh, thanks. Yeah, on my TikTok, there is a pin video of me preserving a Deadpool, and so it shows the whole process. Oh, so as long as I'm keeping it flat on its back, gravity does its thing by keeping the powder at the bottom. It's the powder inside that's piled up that if you turn it over and shake it, that's why you have to turn it over and shake it. Turn it over and shake it, the powder then fills in the lines I've scraped off for the drawing. Wait, I skipped to this side. I didn't finish this side. Okay. I did buy a blade for a Dremel that people said was supposed to not bubble up plastic, but now I got to find my Dremel. As well as I got to figure out how I'm going to mount it so it's sideways and gives me a perfectly straight line. And maybe slow it down to avoid the risk of bubbling plastic. Magic, indeed. what I used to do until recently is I would just cut the layer. The red frame is just a shell over the Etch A Sketch. I should do that to this one. I've got this one that I've scratched off all the powder, so you can see inside. I should take this one apart to show people how it's a red shell, red frame. That way I can demonstrate it. So I used to and then just cut the box in half that's inside. But I've learned if I cut halfway up, I turn the knobs and I'll draw a line across the drawing that I'm preserving. That's not good. That is preferred not to happen. So for 7+ years, 8 years, I did not wear a glove. And then as I was doing this live, people were like, "You're gonna cut yourself." I'm like, "It's a saw. I'd have to saw my finger." And then I sawed my finger a couple of times, different lives. I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll wear gloves." There we go. I think I'm only through the red part though. Very soft plastic. Are the big ones harder to open? It's the same process. And actually, after I get the red frame off, the glass in here is actually easier just to pop off. So it takes longer, of course, to get around the red frame. Once the red frame's off, though, it's easier to get the glass off. That one's on the big one. But then it's more challenging to clean on the inside because I have to get inside. Oh, shnikes. That was scary. It's harder to get into the grooves inside to wash it out. You see, I almost threw it right off the table. You all see that? That was some scary shit right there. Even though I explained Snikes. Make sure I'm cutting it straight. Because if I start cutting at an angle, oh, there we go. Yeah, way too close. That was pretty scary. Of the drawings still lost of these three, though, this would have been the one to do. Gonna have self a time, chilling faces, faces. Gonna leave my woes behind. Ample parking day and night. People shouting for their neighbor. Probably need to figure out. Need to figure out where to hang some of my pockets that I've got framed. I like. Still don't have a place, but yeah, I'll probably put this up somewhere. Probably the lobby. What lobby? My living room. Hey, Joel G. Yeah, what? Better off with the Dremel now. I've actually tried boot loops. So to answer Joel G's question, I'm preserving these drawings that I've done on these Etch A Sketches by cutting it open, then clean out the powder, glue it back together, and it'll be shake proof. I can turn the knobs and won't affect it. I've used a Dremel in the past. I've been preserving it this way for about a decade now. I used a Dremel in the past, and what happens is that you can't get a clean straight line, but more it's the bubbling of the plastic that is a problem. This is actually a saw. It's not a blade. It's a very fine saw called an X-Acto saw. It gives me a nice clean cut. So normally my lives I'm making drawings, but this is preservation of drawings night. I get actually a lot of attention doing this. If you go to my YouTube, yeah, I pop the knobs off with I do other artwork. Yeah. Can you cut prior to drawing? You know, Mega, that's Mega 8. Some people do that. Some Etch A Sketch artists will preserve it before they draw. Um, I a lot of times I'll use the powder to as part of my art process, like with this cat that I drew. I did some of the shading on it and then lightly shook it, and the powder faded it, and then I retraced it, so it gives it a two-tone look. So I actually use the powder as part of my technique. As well as I'd be worried about gluing it back together and then not touching the screen at the right level. So because I use the powder during my drawing, I'd rather preserve after when I'm done. As well as if you were to preserve ahead of time, that means you know you're going to do it right the first time. Because what if I start the drawing and it sucks? Am I going to preserve another one and start over? You know, that's another reason I don't. Oh, yeah. My microphone. I keep shaking my YouTube mic off the table. You have to call it all four corners. What do you mean? I'm cutting it. It's all glued together, so I'm cutting around the whole side. I have to cut around all four sides, not just the corners. Just right now with the bench. Like shit. Focus. And I'm going to cut right here. So I want to get this done. It is indeed, Boston Boomer. Very harsh. Preserving today, indeed. What else was that? What was that? You ever thought about casting some fixtures for holding them in? What do you mean, Ken Taco Hut? Casting fixtures to hold what in? Chainsaw. Come and get it! Yeah, my music's very random. It's hard to link this here right now. Almost done cutting this one out half. And you'll get to see the inside of the Etch A Sketch. I'll carefully take it apart, take out the insides. Soft clamp to hold down the unit, perhaps? No, not really, because that's very thanks, Welding for Christ. No, actually, I don't clamp it for two reasons. One, if I clamp it the wrong way, it's going to crack the glass. Two, I'm constantly rotating it, and clamping and unclamping would just be a waste of time since it's not necessary. Believe me, it's brought up a lot. Can you set up a fixed blade and move the unit? What kind of a blade? This is a saw, not an actual blade. And I was talking about how a Dremel will bubble up the plastic, and I don't want to do that. As well, it's really hard to get a straight line. with a Dremel. What do you mean, what am I using? This is an X-Acto saw. It's an X-Acto saw. Yay! 8 still has an Inigo Montoya. I think all the way through, all the way around. Might be some places. This I'm not sure. I know I'm all the way around the red frame. Ah, I felt that. It's time to get a screwdriver. Do some prying. Ooh, very excited. Oh, oof. You on YouTube or TikTok? I'll show you. I'm printing over here. I'm printing. This is going to be a stand. It holds Etch A Sketches upright once I preserve them, like a classic size. Doing a little printing. I actually warmed it up. I moved all my drawings because I bought a new printer today. I'm going to use that to print um, my transparency paper for my animation project I'm working on. Oh, screwdriver. See, whoops, wrong thing. Set X-Acto saw blade to fixed height, then move. How? What kind of a tool are you talking about, Boston Boomer? A fixed height. What kind of a tool is that? I've been to many stores and looked. X-Acto saw blade at a fixed height. What, like set it like this and move the Etch A Sketch back and forth? What are you talking about? No store has anything that will mount a blade sideways that I found. Nobody's found anything for me. Not that's going to work. Well, I'd rather go like this than go like this. I don't understand what you're suggesting, Boston. Sorry. All right. Just change the head on this screwdriver so I can try to pry it open. Should be enough. Oh, see, I can tell I've got the frame cut. I've got the well. All right, let's try cutting some more. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't know how it would be mounted. I felt that. Oh. I show my face after every live, but I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Actually, you could probably go to my profile and see some of my profile picture is a self-portrait. And then I also do some self-promoting videos where I say, see me live. You can see my face there. We're in the middle of something right now. Yeah, this didn't go all the way through. Beautiful. I think I'm done. Let's try it. Hey, Cooch, I am going to preserve these drawings. It is a lot of work. That's why I don't like to do it, but I don't do it often. This is not the relaxing part of my hobby. Don't know why I am so excited for it to open, right? Well, everybody should be. If you've never seen one open, you've been watching me cutting it open. Yeah, it is exciting. Oh, I need a bigger screwdriver, I think. Oh, beautiful. I love the sound of snapping plastic as I cut these open. Sure. Oh, some comments. So the way an Etch A Sketch works, let's start there. The way an Etch A Sketch works is it's inside there's aluminum powder that sticks to the glass with static electricity. When I turn the knobs, here it comes. When I turn the knobs, I'm scratching the powder off of the glass. This is a cool part, actually. Let's take a look at the drawing first. I'm showing it to you two first. Look at that. Look at that. It's a reverse image. So you scratch off the glass, you see? Says the backside. There it is, the inside. So to preserve it, I'm cutting it open. I'm going to set this drawing aside carefully. And then outside, I'm going to dump this and wash it out. And then I'll put it back together. And because I remove all of this powder, so here it is. We can give you a better view on TikTok. So here's how it actually works, the mechanics of it. Right? So it's this little stylus that's scratching off the powder, and you got this pulley system that moves it around. So what I'm doing to preserve it is I'm cutting these open. I set the drawing aside. I probably will want to just put it somewhere even safer. Absolutely, Mason. Mason on TikTok asked if I do art on the big Etch A Sketches. Most of my art is on the big Etch A Sketch. But when I work on the big Etch A Sketches, here's one here. This is Weird Al's first album. I had him sign it. I spent hours on these. This is a 20-hour drawing, Weird Al's first album. It's aluminum powder. Someone asked if it was toxic. It's aluminum powder, which you don't want to breathe. You don't want to really, ingest it. But it's okay for me to touch it for a little while I'm preserving these. I'm going to take these gloves off because the gloves are cutting gloves. Oh, let me get paper towel and some wipes. Let's set this aside. I'll set aside the other drawings that I'm going to cut open. Oh, I didn't mean to drop that in there. There. So here's one of the shafts. I got to keep these. What's the biggest that you made? Um, well, that's the biggest size they come. The one I just showed you is the biggest size that they come in. But there's the most detailed one I've done is 37 hours. You can see that on my website, etchartist.com. Go to the gallery, look for the gold one. It's a scene from the Ride Pirates of the Caribbean as you're going through the caves. You have a pirate on a pile of coins holding pearl necklaces. I drew that whole scene. Took 37 hours, just lunch breaks though. So, talking about the most detailed that I've done. That's the biggest size they come in though. All right. So now I'm going to take out the wiring. Well, I don't know why, but I'm keeping these rods and the styluses. So yeah, these are the rods. Give me a second. I'll show you a stylus up close. Then these are wires that pull it around. Give me a second. I'll show you. Cool. Well, 37 hours was just my 1 hour at a time on my lunch breaks at work in the office. So there's what the stylus looks like. Oh, I see. I'm in the way here. This. That's too bright. There we go. So it's this little plastic tip. The little plastic tip is what scratches off the scratches off the powder. So I'm going to clean these off a little bit, and then I've got a container. Like I said, I don't know why I'm saving these. I in my mind I picture, oh wow, I've got a lot of. So yeah, look, I'm turning into the Tin Man. This is too much. I need to go wash it with soap and water. The instructions on the back of an Etch A Sketch will tell you to wash it with soap and water if it leaks. All right, give me a second. Let's not show the blade on TikTok while I walk away. Be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands. Come right back. And I'm back. I think Finn's wipes are too dried out. Open a new package. Hopefully these are. Oh, this is open as well. I'll try them. All right, so no, not Netflix. Hold on. My TV changed input. There we go. So this is my container. Read my mind with this thing and turn it into Tin Man, right? This is not the first time I've done it. So in here, I have my collection of these gold ones. This is what they look like inside the big size Etch A Sketch. There. So this is what it looks like. These are 3D printed knobs that I've made. These are broken knobs. The new ones are the new Etch A Sketches are made out of recycled plastic. So when I'm preserving the big ones, the knobs will actually break off because they're so fragile. All right, now I've got a box lid. I'll carry these out, so I'm going to set this aside because I don't want to dump that inside. So, oh, you want to see it up close. So what this is, hold on. This is very fine aluminum powder, and the little beads in here are plastic beads that help spread the powder because the powder is really this fine. It really is this fine. So I'll set that aside. Awesome. Might. Oh, you want me to? Sorry. Give myself. I did. Saw a video of these exploding. Wow. Hmm. So the aluminum powder inside is an ingredient of explosives. They use it for fireworks, I have learned. Um, and I think the powder, when it's in the air, is flammable, but I'm not near any open flames. All right, we're going to set this aside. Let's clean this up and then cut open another one. What am I doing? Vacuum. It's my handy dandy Etch a vacuum. There we go. All right, next. I was in 40 minutes. So with talking, that took 40 minutes with all of that. Well, I don't know that I didn't start right away. Maybe 35. If I were just to cut without talking or interacting with the chat, probably take 15 minutes to cut it open. It is the most efficient way to do it. Got to go to dinner. All right, bye, Hedgehog. Thank you. As YouTuber, Hedgehog lover, has to go to dinner. I meant to start this. Usually, when I preserve, I do it earlier in the day, but my day was full of responsibilities. As I say, Etch A Sketch revolves around my life. My life does not revolve around Etch A Sketch. Oh, you know what I don't have? My protective glove, as I see myself sawing around my hand. This is a saw, not a blade, but still, I have accidentally sawed my finger tip, as well as I get a better grip on this. I don't use a clamp as I constantly rotate this. Bring the other one down for view. Joined for medical emergency. All right. Then you put on the glove. That's okay. I have others. It's true. I have other fingers. Hey, Inks, what's going on here is there's drawings on these Etch A Sketches that I want to save. I want to preserve them. So I'm cutting them open. Um, and when I glue them back together, I'll wash out all the powder, take out the drawing mechanism, and it will be shake proof. And you can turn the knobs and it won't do any drawing. This one's actually going faster. That's nice. I think I'm going to keep doing it this way. Makes sense. Oh, is the jostling not shaking away the picture? It's a very good question. Um, as long as the powder stays on the bottom and doesn't touch the glass on top, it'll be fine. So I'm moving the powder like this. As long as it's not going up high enough to hit the glass, it won't erase it. That's why when it's traditionally known that when you erase an Etch A Sketch, you turn it over and shake it, because when you're turning it over, you're getting the powder to fill in all those lines that you scratched off. Oh, Bob, I don't know if you're still here, but the first one I cut open was my sample self-portrait. So this is what it looks like on the inside after I cut it open. So what I'm saying is the powder, as long as it doesn't land in here and erase it, that's what it looks like on the back. Thanks. Yeah, the inside one. So yeah, maybe I should bring that. I think after this one, I'll just leave it here and not take it apart so people can see it open. Um, so I take out the drawing mechanism. I'll wash out all the powder that does the erasing. So that way, when I glue it back together, you can shake it, turn the knobs, and it won't erase. And that powder will stick to that glass forever. Are we there? There we go. Knocked off my microphone for YouTube. Sebastian, I am preserving drawings that I have done by cutting it open. All right. I could see that there was the I don't know. I'm going. Maybe I should put something in front of it. Let's close the lights. Set the wipes down in front of the microphone. Let's do that. Right, that's not the time to have panic, is it? Say, well, I'm cutting it open. If you go to my YouTube profile, nope, TikTok. If you go to my TikTok profile, I do have a pinned video time lapse showing this whole process, preserving a pocket-sized drawing. Wonder if it's a delivery. I've got my transparency sheets are being delivered today. I need to get them as soon as possible because it's like 110 outside and I don't want them to melt. Have you tried using Dremel? Absolutely. Well, no, the problem with using a Dremel, that's actually the first way I tried. No, that's not. It's the second way I tried to preserve them over the ages. Problem with the Dremel is a few things. Three things. One, it's hard to get a really straight line. Really, the main one, though, too, is it bubbles up the plastic. And so it doesn't look pretty. This is a saw. This is an X-Acto saw, and it gives me a clean line. The third reason I don't use a Dremel or after having done it is I could accidentally snap the wires inside and they hit the glass and ruin the drawing. I've had that happen. I think I'm done with this one. That was 8 minutes. Wow, that was definitely a more efficient way to do it. Paper melts? No, it's transparency. It's plastic, clear plastic. But I still die. So I need to write that down. Yeah. Sister was strapped to the bed. You ain't nothing but a turtle. Huh? 8 minutes. I love that. Oh no, the other one took me like 20 minutes, but that was a lot easier. So let's look at the drawing this way. So now it looks like a negative image because it's all the lines that I scratched off. And here's the back side. This is so cool. So then, it looks like a raccoon, right? Can I turn the dials with it open? Yeah. Someone asked me to turn the knobs while it was open. There we go. So it's on this XY axis. So it's this pulley system. It's on this pulley system. So as I turn the knobs, I'm scraping the powder off. So it's a matter of learning the balance to do curves and circles and stuff like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just leave that one here as I cut this one open. Let me vacuum that up though. With the handy dandy Etch A vacuum. Brought to you by Etch Artist. Hold on. 1 moment. There we go. The fun thing is you can't even hear that on YouTube. But I'm sure you do on TikTok. Nice vacuum. Thank you very much. What is the dust in there? It is actually aluminum powder. Very, very fine. It's very fine aluminum powder, and the beads you see are actually plastic beads that help spread the powder on the glass. So that the beads you look at aren't the powder. The powder itself is this fine. It's that fine is how thin the powder is or fine it is. So what I'm going to do is after I cut this one open, I'm going to stop the live because I'll take it outside and exactly pause. It does. Static electricity goes before the sake of conversation. What kind of powder is it? Yeah, aluminum powder. And so, oh yeah, it sticks to the glass with static electricity. Well, look how it's sticking to my finger. It's not going anywhere. It's this very fine powder, and there's a layer of it up there. And so, um, it sticks to the glass with static electricity, and then moving the stylus around, it's scraping the powder off. So I'm not really drawing a picture, but creating negative space. But because it's so dark inside, there's no light inside. It looks like black lines, which is why they can't do color ones on a regular, normal Etch A Sketch. They made a color Etch A Sketch, which is cheating. It's you put a piece of paper in it, and you can change out the stylus with different ink tips. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to do like I did with the last one, just saw it like this. Keep going. Maybe I can do this one in 8 minutes, and then that'd be great. What time is it? 5:38. Yeah, it's getting late. But I want to wash it. I'm hoping to wash it and glue these back together today. So that way, I might have to glue them back together if dinner's ready before I'm ready. Can't wait to be ready tomorrow. I can frame them tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be ready. Just send them out by Monday, but just one day at a time. Yeah. So, oh, I should be careful of bumping into this spot. Watch the time. I should have started timing it actually. No doubt it's a lot faster. Right? You thought it was metal BBs. No, it's the plastic. It just helps spread the. It's got all the powder stuck to it, so it looks metallic. Washing it won't take long at all. Probably be back after 20 minutes of reading. Or after I cut this one open, I'm going to take out all the things. Oh, I got a swipe puzzle piece on the picture and from mine still. Going down, so keep it over on the faded ground. Yeah. Sure, don't start on lift up. Yeah. I'm taking flights. Oh, what happened if you inhale? Yeah, very dangerous if you did cutting downwards. Do you mean turning this drawing sideways? You can't do that. The powder inside will erase the drawing. Seems over. I don't know why it would be. I can't buy this of it. Yeah, I'll explain my Dremel reasons why I don't do it again. I have tried a Dremel before. There's 3 reasons why I don't. Number one is it will bubble up the plastic. This is a saw. This is an X-Acto saw. There's very fine blades on it, so it's easy to cut open. Two, you can't guarantee a straight line with the Dremel, right? You have to keep it steady and sideways because I can't tilt it sideways because it'll erase the drawing. So I have to cut sideways like this. I can't turn the drawing like this. It'll erase it. And the third reason is using the Dremel, I might accidentally cut the wires inside, which I've done with the Dremel. Cut the wires inside, and it might hit the glass, which ruins the drawing. That's why I don't use a Dremel. I don't use a vise because 2 reasons. One, if I use the vise wrong, it'll crack the glass. But even if I did use the vise wrong, I'm constantly rotating this. I'm cutting this open in 8 minutes. To clamp it, clamp it, rotate it would just be a waste of time. It's not necessary. But believe me, I've already had both of those things brought up more than once today. So, typical questions. This is the most efficient way to do it. This gives me a nice clean line. What about hot wire? No, because it still bubbles up the plastic. Wait, hold on. I'm going to see what Ember first said. Can you pre-cut them before you draw? There's also reasons why I don't cut them before I draw. One reason, what if the drawing sucks and I need to start over? Then I'm screwed. I'd have to preserve another one and start all over. That's really a big one right there. Two, I actually use the powder as part of my drawing process for this one. You can see there's two tones to the fur. This is light. I lightly shook it and let the powder fade the drawing, and then I retraced it. So I use the powder as part of my drawing process. And three, I don't know that I'm used to tearing these apart and making them non-operable. I don't know if I were to glue it back together, if it would guarantee the tip would be at the right distance from the glass to be able to draw correctly. There are other Etch A Sketch artists, though, who do that. They'll preserve it ahead of time. But that's why I don't. Exactly, Jody. Right? So, working with the Etch A Sketch as an art medium for 30 years, and tried different methods of preserving, and for the last decade, this has been the best method. But we actually have the moderators, and I have a bingo card of different things that come up every time I preserve the clamp, the Dremel. What are you doing? Are you making thermite? Fun things like that. Cool, I'm almost done. I'm working on it. This is definitely the most. Well, now that I've got it down to 8 minutes, it's not that bad. Right? Everyone's got to be pretty. No, everyone's got a suggestion. So much, yeah. Well, Crypto Man, what you could do is just go to my profile in TikTok, and I've got a pinned video that's a time lapse of this process. The whole process in a minute, preserving a Deadpool Etch A Sketch. And you can see how when I glue it back together, I'm actually going to frame it too in a shadow box. It'll look really nice. I don't think I got all the way through here. What? What's going on? Oh, all right. There we go. He's a preschool. We get advice from non-teaching. Exactly. Right, Ember? All right, everybody. Zapian on TikTok asked why I don't use a Dremel. I just explained it. Can everyone give the reasons? Remember, year ago class. It's time for reflection. Do you remember why I said I don't use a Dremel? There are three reasons. I'll just tell you. One is it will bubble up the plastic. And this gives me, this is a saw. This is an X-Acto saw. Gives me a nice clean line. Pop quiz class. That's right. Exactly. It won't erase the picture. No, it doesn't cut straight. Yes, that's right, Cassie B. Second reason is it doesn't cut straight. Third reason is I've used a Dremel before and it's actually cut the wires inside. The wires have hit the glass and ruined the picture inside. So this is definitely the most efficient way to do it. It takes me 8 minutes to cut it open with a saw. And why don't we open it up? Yeah, the friction causes it to bubble up. It's also why I don't use I tried using a heated blade because someone suggested it. Someone just said a heated wire would do the same thing. Too hot, it would bubble up the plastic. This gives me a nice smooth cut all around. Took me 8-10 minutes maybe just to cut it open. Wash. So then what I'm going to do is stop my live. I'm going to go outside to dump out the powder because I don't want to do that inside. I don't want to breathe it. So yeah, if you breathe it, the stuff is very fine aluminum powder, then it won't leave your lungs. It's not good. There we go. Y'all ready? 8 minutes of live content. This is exact. Fish use time. I've inhaled worse. Hey, Mr. Beans, ole ole ole, welcome. It's not my usual drawing live. There's people join me on YouTube just now. Something doesn't feel right here. No, I think we're okay. Ah, beautiful. Here we go. This is the fun part. First of all, we'll look at the drawing. You see right through it. Very cool. This is the back side. What it looks like on the inside, all the powder stuck to the glass. I love that. And then here's the knobs. Yes, Mr. Bean. I can hear you, Mr. Beans 4000. You know what happened? My username. I don't know either. So that's how it works. All these is a pulley system. All right, now let's go ahead and take these apart. Then I gotta remember what order they're in. We're gonna do this one first because I gotta line it up with the drawings. I think the only thing I can think of that would be worse than inhaling aluminum powder, I don't know. Can't think of anything worse. Pretty toxic. MDHW wash. I didn't clean up my desk, but that's all right. For later. Set that aside. Let's do that for this one too. These I'll put back in because I have to put the knobs back on them. I have to put the shafts back in. But in the end, it will be turning the knobs and it won't do anything because I'm going to take out the drawing mechanism. Drinking bleach, yeah, that'd be pretty bad. I don't wear a mask. I'm outside. It's still risky though. I probably should. I have worn like I have worn a medical mask before. Um, Not like a very fine particle mask, but well, no, it is a particle mask as opposed to a gas mask. Made the air spicy. Is this the old version? This is a new version of the Etch A Sketch. This is the little pocket size Etch A Sketch. Someone asked if it was the old version. This is a recent purchase at Walmart. They still sell them. But the drawings I wanted to preserve, a couple commission pieces, and then a self portrait I did. Show you the stylus in just a second. Then I want to hurry and clean these and come back. Rods? One moment. There's a TikTok. That's what the tip looks like. It's plastic. This will focus for you too. So all of this in my fingertips. It's fine to be there for a little while. I'll wash it off with soap and water. Really easy to do. Yeah, that's what it looks like. There's this little tip. Would it work if you pre-cut the sketches or in pre-partially open them? There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to pre-preserve them. I'll explain it again. I do use the powder as part of my drawing process, so I need the powder inside. But what if I screw up the drawing and need to start over? Then I'd have to pre-preserve another one. That just is not logical to me. But I use the powder as part of my drawing process. Now, actually, those are the two main reasons, really. As well as I'm not sure if when I put it back together, it'd be lined up properly, or close enough to the glass to scrape off. Oh, okay. No, I'm on track. I am on track. Combination of modern dust pressure doesn't scratch the glass. I guess not. Well, the powder itself, this is the powder. The little beads that you see here, these little beads are not metal, they're plastic. Maybe that's what does it. The metal involved in that sticks to the screen. The metal that sticks to the screen is very fine powder. So it's not, I don't think it has enough mass to it to scratch the glass. And it's little plastic beads that help spread the powder. So again, I don't think that's enough to scratch the glass. On the pocket size, this little stylus is actually plastic. Now on the large size, it is a metal stylus. You're about to see one because I'm going to put these in my storage container that I store my styluses in. This for some reason I do that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I don't know why I put my wipes away. Not going to be enough. I'm going to have to wash my hands, soap and water. Not a big deal. Okay, bye, ole, ole. See, so it's plastic. There you go. For you too. So I've got this container over here, which I keep. Let me set this aside. Oh, so I don't know what I'm saving these all for, but here they are. I don't know what I'm going to do with these pieces. I'm just setting them aside. I'm thinking of maybe making jewelry out of them. Just, I don't know, a bracelet. Let me show you. Here's what I'm talking about. This is what it looks like. These are the styluses for the regular size Etch A Sketch. For classic size is what they're called, a normal size Etch A Sketch. So this is metal, but I think what it is it's far enough. I don't know. I guess this isn't a sharp tip, sharp enough to cut the glass. I take it back. There are some. I know, right? The fingers. Hi, Princess Hatch. Good to see you. Um, I'm showing off my collection. Do you wear gloves while you preserve? Princess Etch, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, round of applause. Princess Etch is here. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'll go wash my hands. It's only there for a second. Only there for a second. Classic stylus is a Lego Man hat, right? The powder is aluminum powder. It's not something you want to breathe or ingest, that's for sure. It's considered non-toxic, but yeah, you don't want to inhale or ingest it. I can have it on my hands for a hot minute and then I'll wash them off. But yes, you do wear gloves. Aluminum is your great nemesis, right? But yeah, I need to go. I'm gonna do some soap and water. Um, there's I just cut those three open. I started doing what you're doing, Princess Etch, where I just cut all the way through. Forget just the red and then the inner. I cut all the way through these. All right, I can go wash my hands. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Fun and educational. That's right. Oh, so Princess S, have you done this with have you done that with the classic size? Hey, I'm gonna do a face reveal. I'm not wearing my crown. Um since I'm doing a face reveal for TikTok, I'll come on for YouTube as well. Have you ever done tied all the way through on a classic size? Is that a thing? I was thinking about that. I'm like, if we're talking about these new um if we're talking about these new recycled plastic ones, what if we cut all the way through it, including the shafts to cut them open and lift them up? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my butt right now. I need to vacuum up this mess. I have my handy dandy Etch A Vac. Oh, I didn't reverse it. But now let's spin back around, shall we? Oh, I did reverse it. All right. Nope, you cut the outer frame off. Yeah. Well, actually, now that I think about it, actually, you're right. I forget with the classic size Etch A Sketch, the pre recycled Spin Master Etch A Sketches. Um, it's easier to get the glass out after you cut off the red frame because you can pry off the little thing that's holding the glass in. There's no glue involved holding the glass in. All right. But I do want to hurry. You've tried cutting through on classics before, but never say I said never said right. Um, who knows? I'll look at one the next time I cut one over. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm running low on time here. It's almost 6 o'clock my time, so I want to try to wash these and glue them back together tonight before dinner's ready. I don't know if I'll do that. I might have to do it after dinner. But in the meantime, I'm stopping my live because I'm not dumping this powder out inside. I go outside for that part. So, Hunter, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was great to have you drop by. I'll be back in a little bit to glue them back together. Mhm. I'll be back.